Thank you for tuning in as we develop a basic understanding of VISTA assignment. For today's session, we're going to focus on developing a very basic understanding of VISTA assignment descriptions, or VADS, and service opportunity listings. In an earlier VISTA training, we learned that these are both important pieces of the project lifecycle. These items must be complete before a project can even begin recruiting for members. In this presentation, we're going to focus much more on the technical aspects of VADs and opportunity listings. For example, how do you access these in order to review them? And how do you reject or approve these important documents? During the second session, we'll focus much more on the quality of these documents and what you will be looking for as you complete your review. And lastly, we'll also learn about other resources that exist to inform and guide your review of these documents. So what is a VISTA assignment description? The VAD informs and guides many aspects of the VISTA project, in addition to serving as the foundation on which the member experience is built. We'll spend more time discussing how the VAD informs the member experience during the next training in this series. For now, it's important to note that the VAD serves as a type of position description that really details the activities a member will perform. It explains the overarching goal of the project and then really lays out the key objectives of a particular member's assignment. It is important that each member is assigned a VAD and that each VAD really is customized for the year of the project. Again, we'll talk more about these aspects during the next session. So where do we find the VADs? Well, you'll want to start by logging in to the AmeriCorps portal, also often called the staff portal. This screen shows how to access the staff portal. You'll begin by going to the home page of SharePoint and clicking on Applications, located near the right side of the page. You can see this in the screenshot located on the screen with the number 1 above it. Once you click on Applications, you should see the second box appear on your screen, again noted here with a 2. This provides a long listing of the many applications available. These are all listed in alphabetical order, so you'll need to scroll towards the bottom to click on Staff Portal. From here, you'll be taken to the login screen. You can use your basic Windows username and password to log into the system. Once logged in, you'll be taken to what is considered your staff homepage. You'll want to ensure you're in the recruitment portion of the portal by clicking on Recruitment located at the very top of the page. If you are in the recruitment portal, you should see the headings or tabs that you see on this screen, such as Approved Listings, Approved VADs, and so on. The items you see listed on the screen should be specific to the states, not just the projects you are assigned. This may include more than the states you manage if you are listed as a backup for another state. First, we're going to click on the Approve VADs tab, since we want to start today by reviewing VADs. Now we're on the Approve VADs tab. You can tell because it is white while the other tabs are grayed out. Listings appear automatically in order of the date that the VAD was submitted for approval. Those that were submitted first will be listed first. However, you can change how this is sorted by clicking on the red text circled in blue on the screen. For example, by program code or by state if you're managing multiple states. You can also change the order from ascending to descending by clicking on the red heading again. You'll see the gold arrow change direction as well. So let's say you're working with a sponsor that just resubmitted a VAD with changes and you wanted to approve it right away. You could switch this to show the VADs that were most recently submitted at the top of the list. One thing to note is that in order to advance through all the listings, you have to use the page numbers found at the top. On this screen, they're numbered and circled in red. This is sometimes confusing for newer users because once you scroll to the bottom of the first page, you're not given the option to advance to the next page. Instead, you must remember to scroll back to the top of the page and to click on the page number you want or to click Next to advance to the rest of the results. Also, you'll see that I've circled a VAD title pertaining to re-entry on the screen. If I wanted to review this VAD, I would simply click on the VAD title itself. We'll take a closer look at that now. So again, from the home page, click on the title of the VAD you wish to review. The VAD itself will open in a new window as seen here. From here, you can review it online, or you may choose to print it and review a hard copy. We'll go into the review process in much more detail during the second part of this training series. Once you've reviewed the VAD and decided whether you need to approve or reject it, you must navigate back to your home page where you'll have the option to either approve or reject. This is also circled on the page. So let's say we wanted to reject this VAD because it contained inappropriate activities. I would click on the word reject that appears in the same row as the VAD I reviewed. Once I click reject, a new box will pop up on my screen asking me to enter comments. Two important notes about this comment box. First, there's a character limit and it is almost never enough to hold all of your comments. And second, even if it were large enough to hold all of your comments, I do not recommend posting them here. Comments posted here will be seen on the newly submitted VAD. If that VAD is approved, these original comments will remain on the approved VAD and will be seen by the VISTA member. I don't think that's a very good way for a member to start a year of service, by being given a VAD with all of your comments about what was wrong with the original VAD. So for those reasons, again, I recommend sending your comments via email and simply entering a comment reflecting that here. Here's an example where our colleagues in Kentucky did just that. In this example, the newly submitted VAD includes the field staff comments and a note that it was rejected. Now, if the Kentucky office approves this newly submitted VAD, this is the version that the member will see. They will see that it was rejected, but they will not have all the nitty-gritty details as to why it was originally rejected. To approve a VAD, simply click Approve on the home screen. Again, we're going to go into much more detail about what you will be checking for when reviewing a VAD in the second part of this training series. And I'll give you some resources at the end of this presentation, just in case you want to read ahead. I'd like to call out just one more thing pertaining to VADs before we move on to our service opportunity listings. Back on your home screen, you'll see a tab for VAD Assignment Requests. This is an important tab because this means that sponsors are requesting to assign a revised or a different VAD that's already been approved to a member. This could happen when a project has changed significantly, requiring updates to be made to the VAD, or if a member has had to change sites within a project and now has a new VAD. This may also pertain to re-enrollments. Either way, it's important to process these so that we can ensure members are assigned the most up-to-date and recent VAD. Now, let's transition to reviewing service opportunity listings. So, what is a service opportunity listing? An opportunity listing is a public announcement of a national service opening on the myAmeriCorps.gov website. We want these listings to be enticing and to include key activities from the approved VAD. These should also reflect VISTA's anti-poverty mission and should include a description of the organization and community to be served. An opportunity listing will also detail specific skills that are preferred for the position, key dates, and sponsoring organization contact information. To review opportunity listings, you'll need to navigate to the Approved Listings tab. This page has the same functionality as the VADS page, allowing you to sort things in a way that makes sense for you. When looking at the listings, you can note whether it is a new listing or if it's a modification of a previous listing. Sometimes projects may need to modify a listing to replace dates or to make other changes. Simply click on any listing to begin the approval process. So here's what you'll see once you click on a listing. I've attempted to capture the majority of the full listing by inserting 2 screen captures. You'll see at the bottom that you have the opportunity to approve, disapprove, or edit the listing. If this was identified as a new listing on the previous page, then I really recommend clicking on Edit. Clicking on Edit allows you to do a more thorough review by ensuring that certain boxes are checked that allow the listing to go live. The only way you can determine if these boxes are checked is by clicking on Edit. You'll also see here that the approval state is listed in the drop-down menu. You'll want to ensure that this is correct. If you're editing the listing, then you can revise this in the editing screens if needed. However, if this is a modification and you wish to approve the listing and you need to modify the approval state, you can do so on this screen before hitting Approve. Reviewing the listing from this screen is appropriate if you've sent a listing back to a sponsor for corrections and you know that the necessary boxes are checked for posting. You are able to review the changes here, click Approve, and the listing would go live. Once you click Edit, you'll be taken to a screen that looks like this. There'll be several additional screens that you'll need to navigate through. You actually have the ability to modify these screens. For example, if you see a minor typo, you may wish to go ahead and make the correction. However, if major revisions are needed, you should go ahead and disapprove the opportunity listing and provide the project with technical assistance and clear instructions to revise the listing. By the time you're reviewing the opportunity listings, you've likely already approved the VADS on which the opportunity listings are based, so hopefully limited revisions will be needed. The review is pretty quick and easy. On this page, you'll really want to pay attention to the start and end dates. These dates should coincide with the dates the member is expected to serve. It's important to make sure that these are correct and logical. Projects often forget to update these, leaving applicants confused as to whether a project is happening or if it's an old listing. Also, please pay attention to the very first question at the top of the page. If the listing is supposed to be live, this must be checked yes. We'll discuss this more later. To navigate to the next page, simply scroll to the bottom and click Next. The next couple of screens you'll see when reviewing a listing get more text heavy. However, there are character limits which are noted here. You'll want to give these items a thorough review to ensure no inappropriate activities are listed. I've circled the two-line description of the program as this is the first thing applicants will see about a program when they view a listing. Therefore, it's important to ensure this is well written, enticing, and free of typos. We'll talk more about that in the second part of this training series. I mentioned earlier that there are two important boxes that must be checked in order for a listing to actually appear in the recruitment system for interested applicants. The first appears at the very top of page 1, and the second appears towards the bottom of page 2. If the VISTA project intends to recruit now, these buttons must be checked yes. If a project contacts you because their listings are not live, even though you just approved them, it's very likely that these radio buttons are not checked. In this case, you can search for the listing and edit it to check the boxes or instruct them to submit a revised listing, ensuring that these boxes are checked. While we're on this page, I also want to quickly call out the accepting applications and application deadline fields here. It's important that these are up to date and make sense with the position start and end dates that are listed on the first page. Again, we want to minimize any confusion that applicants may face, and dates tend to be a big issue. The benefits and terms and conditions appear on the second page and are selected by the sponsoring organization. It's important for you to give them a quick review to ensure they are correct. Here, you'll see a breakdown of the benefits based on full year positions and summer associate terms. Please note that summer associates are not eligible for childcare, health coverage, or relocation allowance. You'll want to keep these differences in mind when reviewing listings. Now, this is what you'll see at the very end of the listing. Please note that as I mentioned in the beginning, this is your opportunity to ensure the correct state is listed to approve applications associated with this listing. If you've made changes to this listing, click Save. And so again, here is the overall summary screen. This is how the actual listing will appear if an applicant clicks on the listing. Just note at the bottom that you can approve, disapprove, or go back to the edit screens if you notice that there's still an error that needs to be fixed. After taking action, you'll be returned to your portal homepage. You'll see a short note that the listing was approved or disapproved successfully, and that note appears here on the screen in a second smaller box. From there, you can move on to your next listing or to any other actions you need to take in the portal. I know all new ORO staff will receive a brief introduction to the Portfolio Navigator, which can help you better manage your VISTA portfolio workload. As a quick refresher, you can access the Portfolio Navigator by going to the main CNCS SharePoint page and clicking on CPO. From there, you'll see a link for more information regarding the Navigator on the left of the CPO page. The Navigator page includes additional blue links for accessing the Navigator, instructions, and an index of the various charts that are available. There's also a great recording available in Litmus with more detail of how to use the Navigator to help you manage your VISTA portfolio. Please know that the VISTA recruitment section of the Portfolio Navigator includes reports for both VADS and service opportunity listings. Here's a quick screenshot showing VADS submitted for Hawaii and California. Again, these various reports can help you identify red flags and to manage your workload before logging into the portal. Tune in to the Portfolio Navigator course in Litmus to learn more about using the Navigator reports, especially when working with opportunity listings. Here are some resources to learn more about VADS. The first place to check whenever looking for something related to managing your VISTA portfolio is, of course, the VISTA Desk Reference, or VDR. Chapter 32 provides extensive information about both VADS and service opportunity listings. It also contains links to appendices that can guide the work you do. For example, you'll see listed here a checklist and a tip sheet for reviewing VADS. Especially as you're starting out, I strongly recommend using this checklist to help you complete any VAD review. The VISTA Campus at vistacampus.gov is also a great resource. This also allows you to view trainings and other materials that have been created for our sponsors. You can refer sponsors to these resources when providing technical assistance. I also think it's really helpful for you to become familiar with these materials, as it will help you better understand how VISTA headquarters staff talk about these materials with projects. And here are some additional resources more specific to the service opportunity listings. Again, always start with the VISTA Desk Reference and move to the VISTA Campus. You'll see that we have another appendix here to help you identify prohibited activities. Please note that both Appendix 32B and 22C can be useful when reviewing both VADS and opportunity listings, as you'll be looking for similar items in them. And again, here are a few materials to check out on the VISTA campus. Thank you for reviewing this presentation. I hope you found it helpful and that we've met our objectives. As a reminder, our objectives were to develop a basic understanding of VISTA assignment descriptions, or VADS, and service opportunity listings, to learn where to access, review, reject, and approve VADS and service opportunity listings in the portal, and to learn about additional resources to support ORO staff work. I look forward to digging more into the quality and the importance of these items in Part 2 of this training series. Thank you again for completing a basic understanding of VISTA assignment descriptions and service opportunity listings.